As I packed up my dorm room and headed for the airport, the realization of what was happening hadn't sunk in yet. I bought my flight the day before and packed my dorm in a few hours, and suddenly was on a plane home. I felt like a refugee escaping a war zone. The streets were deserted and no one was ready for what was coming. A few days later, we got the official communication from the university that the remainder of the semester would be finished online and from home. I wouldn't get the chance to finish my freshman year at Georgia Tech on campus. Learning wouldn't look like this anymore, but rather like this. I was excited about the prospect of learning online, but absolutely wasn't ready for what was to come. In fact, for those disillusioned by the transition online, I think the future of education certainly will not look like the stark reality forced upon us by the coronavirus pandemic. This model of online learning required 100% of all interactions to be online and handed a lot of responsibility to students. In my opinion, too much responsibility. I saw otherwise motivated peers abandon their studies and myself lagging behind with my pre-recorded lectures and essentially self-taught for assignments. However, during this time, I also learned how feasible the education reforms and modernizations that so many people have talked about for so long actually are. The education system is ripe for innovation. We witnessed the ability of educators to migrate an entire learning infrastructure online within a few weeks, something no one would have thought possible under normal circumstances. Sure, it wasn't an all-out success. I certainly was left wanting more out of my classes, but it was a starting point. I believe university classes in the next 5 years will not and should not look like this, but they also shouldn't look like this. Instead, it will be some blend of the two, a perfect balance of enough face-to-face learning to motivate students and make them feel accountable for their work, as well as the flexibility and self-initiative online learning provides. Some pitfalls I saw with a fully online model are feeling like lecture wasn't mandatory because they were being recorded and posted online. Also, not adhering to a schedule and just showing up whenever you feel like, and waiting until the last minute to complete assignments. All this, I believe, points back to not feeling held accountable for work, since everything is online, and as a result, not feeling motivated. This is where the in-person aspect about education that will always persist comes in. Showing up to lecture and seeing your classmates and professors makes the experience feel real and tangible. Something that is essential for success for every student. So I propose to anyone currently learning in a distance format, take ownership of your learning. Set a schedule as if you're physically on campus and adhere to it. Hold yourself accountable and always stay motivated to learn. This can make all the difference in the world right now and bring some element of normalcy to your current learning environment, while the world prepares for the next stage of education, a merger between the in-person past and the perceived future of fully online.